Hey everybody, Matt here from Catching Outdoors. Welcome back to another video. I appreciate all you guys checking in. Pretty cool this morning when I refreshed YouTube Studio, we hit 100 subscribers. So never really thought this day would come. I think it's absolutely incredible about 8 months into this journey. So thank you all for hitting that subscribe button. It's really cool to see, man. It's yeah, just pretty freaking awesome. So today we are just south of Matanzas Inlet, heading down on the beach. I got the cart with me. We got 5 rods today, so hopefully we get a bunch of different species. That would be the goal. Definitely hoping for a whiting, a pompano. If we get some sand fleas, I think that would be a lot of fun. We're gonna fry some of those guys up, see how they actually taste. But otherwise, I mean, if we get a catfish or anything like that, we'll go ahead and bring it home as well. Usually I toss those back. I did forget to mention, we are fishing an absolute low tide today. So it's 7 a.m. and the tide is still outgoing. Low is about 8:30. So we'll see what kind of happens. At least we're here at the sunrise, so that's a good thing. Usually that has some bites with it. But low tide, generally speaking, not preferred. You want to be here on an incoming high. But we'll go ahead and give it a shot. This is kind of the opportunity I had to go fishing this week, and we'll play it by ear. Alright guys, so we are going to be starting out just to get some bait in the water. I always like to just rush to the rods in, and then I'll get some live bait afterwards. We're using the electric chicken fish bites, and we're fishing those on a Pompano rig. So I pre-tie all of my Pompano rigs just like this. I have a tall tackle box. Got a bunch of pre-tied rigs in here. Some have floats, some don't. So I usually like to fish a little bit of difference there. But all of them have pre-installed swivels, so it's very easy. My main line, I got a snap swivel, and I just have a barrel swivel on the one end of the Pompano rig, 2 hooks spaced out, and then a snap swivel pre-installed on the bottom where I can hook my Sputnik or a pyramid sinker, whatever I'm using that day, quickly onto it. So it's very easy to get set up. There has been a bunch of seaweed in the area lately, so I'm slightly concerned if it's still here. If it is, it's going to be a nightmare trying to fish, but hopefully it's gone. I see a little bit of a jiggle on that rod tip. I think it's just the surf though. But yeah, not sure how much the camera's going to pick up, but we got a bit of a fray here on the top side of the leader, so we'll go ahead and get it cut off, put a new one on there. Oh, let's see how bad the seaweed situation is. The current's definitely ripping. Okay, it's not horrible. It is going to be a bit annoying to deal with, but not as bad as it has been. We were picking up pounds last week of seaweed at a time. Literally couldn't leave your hook out there for more than about 5 seconds and it was already clogged up. I gotta be honest, man, I don't think we're gonna get much today. Just way too much seaweed. Water's really dirty. What we're gonna do, we're gonna see if we can't get some sand fleas with our sand flea rake, and then we'll kind of go from there. But maybe get some live bait on there that has a little bit extra smell to it on top of the sand flea, or sorry, on top of the fish bites. Might be able to get some of the fish to our hooks in the murkiness of the water. So we got a tiny little fish. Can't tell what it is yet, but see if we can't get it out. Look at that. Looks like a small little jack. At least this time the weight seemed to be holding bottom a little bit better. I think the first time I cast out I was just a little bit short, so we were too much in where the waves are breaking. But now that we kind of got past that point, they're holding steady a lot better. Could also mean that the seaweed really isn't that bad further out than it's just sitting in the surf zone. So we walked a little bit further down. There's a little bit of a trough right here. So I'm going to try to get the short rod into that and see if there couldn't be some whiting sitting in close, kind of a little bit better protected. As mentioned, we got a 7-foot rod. We're just gonna cast it right in here. You guys can kind of see that calm water. There's a bit of a sandbar, then it drops off a little bit right here for a short period. There's just like a tiny little hole, maybe 25 yards or so. So we're gonna go ahead and try to fish that spot a little bit and see what happens. So again, it's electric chicken fish bites and a half a shrimp on each of the hooks. But yeah, the seaweed does not appear to be as bad if you're a little bit further out. What do we got here? Are all the hooks clean? Yeah, look at that. Clean hooks, great sign. So that means if we can get out there consistently, we should be pretty safe from the seaweed at a minimum. The swivel still caught a little bit, but I can live with that. As long as the hooks are clean, something might come up and snatch it. We'll wait for a little bit of a calm in the waves. Keep stepping out here. Alright. Probably should have put a little bit more back into that one. I think I could have hit that distance from in here actually, which is kind of a waste getting wet for. Oh, hang on, is that something? Yeah, guys, I think we might have something in that little hole here. Let's see. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there's something. What have we got? Oh, a little pompano. And he came off the hook. This guy is too small. Way too small, but beautiful little fish. This is a target species, but they do have to be 11 inches. I like to keep them when they're about 12, just to be on the safe side. But yeah, this is exactly what we want here in Florida. Beautiful pompano. This one, as mentioned, is way too small, probably an 8-incher. So we'll get them back in the water. Oh, there's a fish on. Come on, stay there. Stay there, stay there. Oh, I think I lost the rig. I think we got cut off on a rock. You guys can see that abrasion right there on the braid. Man, that was a fish though. Alright, let's get this other rod out before we retie that one. Yeah, the reason I have braid tied on as the main line on these is just because I use a lot of my reels universally. So I'll take these out when I'm trolling and targeting some bigger fish, and having the braid on there just allows for a lot more spool capacity of the line, which is required when out a little bit deeper for those big kingfish. But usually you want to have mono as your main line when fishing on the beach, just because the sand will eat away at the braid. And that is unfortunately probably what happened here. I do need to start getting some more pompano rigs tied up. Starting to run a bit low. I'll usually tie like 20-30 of these at a time. That way I don't have to worry about it for quite a while. And making them a batch, I mean, it's so repetitive what you have to do with them. That you can pretty much do it with your eyes closed once you get into a good groove on it. Once we're ready to pack up here, what we might do is actually we have a rod already tied up with a spoon on it. We can use our other short rod and get I didn't bring a bobber, but at least we can get some shrimp tossed out there. Maybe we can get on some mangroves or on some trout, just to switch it up, because the beach right here is not bringing us much luck today, which understood based on the conditions. What is going on here? Why is this feeling so heavy? Fish or seaweed? Let's find out. I'm not feeling any shakes at all, so I suspect it's not going to be a fish. But you never know. Oh, did we catch our own line? Yeah, we did. Look at that. Yeah, look. There it is. Ended up getting snapped off. Man, I can't believe we somehow got the rig back, man. I can't believe it. That's pretty freaking lucky, man. That's about $10 worth of hardware right there. So I call that a pretty good win. What are the odds? Alright everybody, so we did end up going to Rattlesnake Island. We're going to fish a free-lined little piece of cut shrimp. And then we have a gold spoon as well we're going to throw. You guys can see it's extremely low tide. Usually we're catching mangroves up here in these rocks. So I mean, we got water about a foot or two lower right now. So not ideal conditions, but there's plenty of stuff jumping around out there. So I mean, if the mangrove snapper are here during high tide, they're going to be here during low tide as well. They're just going to be sitting in some deeper holes. So we'll go ahead and give it a shot. We're going to set the drag super light. Don't want to risk the rod getting pulled out somewhere. Let's see, we'll just pry it in between a couple rocks here. Just like that. And then I'm going to be throwing this gold spoon. So it is a weedless. I'm just going to put that weedless down a bit because we don't have any weeds in here. So we're going to bend it down just so that point of the hook is exposed. And then we're going to cast it out where we're seeing some signs of activity. And here, I mean, I've caught sea trout, flounder, mangrove snapper, a little bit of everything. So you just never know what's going to bite. But a gold spoon's always a pretty solid option. I mean, isn't that just incredible being out here? We've seen dolphin today, sea turtle, plenty of diving birds, pelicans, sandpipers. There's one. And it's a male. Did end up crushing the skull on that one, so this guy's already a goner, which is kind of worked out perfectly. But what you'll be able to tell here, so with males, you have a point on them. That should be easier to show you guys on this camera. With males, you got a nice pyramid point. With females, it's more of a rounded shape with a tiny little point on the top. So that's how you tell the difference. But all the males we're going to get, let's go ahead and keep them. If we get onto any females, we may toss them back. I mean, if they're egg bearing, we have to. But if they're non-egg bearing, we'll make a judgment call when we see them. Guys, I don't know if you can see that or not, but look at that beautiful turtle coming by. We're gonna try to keep our line super low just to not tangle him up. So we're stuck in that rock right behind him. And he got over it nice and easy. Alright, I'm gonna call this the last cast. If we get something, we'll keep going. If we lose the bait, then this will be it. The nice thing about this slow incoming tide and fishing it weightless, the shrimp is drifting along just like any other dead bait would that's been pushed in with the current from the ocean. So this is about as natural a presentation as you can get. Again, guys, I just want to round out by saying thank you for the 100 subscribers. Absolutely does mean the world. It's really cool that there's so many of you guys that have tuned in and kind of made the dedication to come back and watch again and again and again. So thank you for that. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you guys enjoyed the content. I know it wasn't too many fish today, but fishing isn't always about actually landing the fish. It's about being out here, enjoying the water, just getting some time to really lay back, clear the mind, and enjoy life. So I'll see you guys back in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, I just have to stop. We're on our way out, but as we were pulling out here, I noticed a ton of fiddler crabs. So you guys can see all these little holes right there and all the dirt that's come up. That's all fiddlers. So there you go. Let's go rinse this guy off. Just figured this would be fun to show you guys since we didn't get much else. A little bit of bait never hurts. But there you go. You guys can see that giant pincher there, and the other side has a very small one. And it's related to their sex. I believe it's the male that has a large pincher claw. The females just have two small ones. You can take the claw off if you want to. So some people say it makes the fish you're targeting a little bit more inclined to strike because they don't have to worry about the defense. I've never really seen the difference, so I just hook them as quickly as possible. Generally speaking, try to hook them through the back, right where the four legs come out on one side, and get the hook out the other. Trying to stay as close to the shell as possible to not kill it, because you really want that movement. But yeah, that's a great little bait here, a little fiddler crab. You'll pay a bunch of money at the tackle shop for them, and they're really easy to catch if you know a couple good spots around where you are. So I strongly suggest getting them yourself. Well, let's let this guy go. I don't think he'll crawl into another one's hole, but let's find out what happens. Let's see how close we can get the camera without spooking him, but you can see how big that claw is compared to the body. And the claw's actually the size of the body on that one. They have a couple of different colors. I mean, this one has a nice purple shell. Here's one that's actually lost a claw. Yeah, that should put it into perspective. Like, that's an inch long claw, and those bodies are usually not more than an inch. So that's the size of them, guys.